Good morning. So far, I'm already seeing the effects of the magic, but I think that's because I have continued to do the gratitude, and adding the exercises every day is just increasing the momentum that I have. So we were talking about how I need to quit my job, and one thing that I've learned about myself is if I'm not in a happy mental state, I have a tendency to be let it consume me. Especially in this career. This career is not an easy career. It's high stress. It's not something that I know I'm going to stay in forever because I got my healing ranch to come. More than everything yesterday, I've never believed so hard that things are actually shifting. And one thing that I've learned is my intuition guides me. So I really wanted to quit my job there for the other day. I was fully prepared. I brought in my boss's book I borrowed, like all her stuff, and was about to tell her that I was done. And something inside of me said, no, you don't need to do that. So I came home and I was really confused because I find myself flip-flopping. I feel like I shouldn't have to do this anymore. But I feel like that's, almost like a little bit of a spoiled brat. I shouldn't have to do this anymore. It's not meant for me. I want to do healing. And it's almost like me judging the process of getting there. So I was like, no, I'm going to wait. And I came home and all I could think of was, why do I feel like I need to control everything? And why do I feel like life has to go in fast forward? Like, it just hit me, that thought dawned on me. Like, I need to calm down. I need to allow things to happen authentically. And one thing I learned is I couldn't decide what my sign was from the universe. And I actually got my signs confused. So the hummingbird was, I'm 75% sure that it was that I was meant to stay. So what I did was I only asked for one sign, and I was very clear, and I asked for a yellow balloon if I was really meant to leave this job in the middle of the summer. I also feel like my integrity is very important to me, and leaving in the middle of the summer is not something that I would appreciate someone doing to me, so I'm not going to do it to someone else. I also realized there's lots of realizations, lots of growing, that my reality is part of my thoughts. So thinking negatively and thinking how I'm not supposed to be here and thinking of how it's so dysfunctional, I'm creating that reality. So shifting my mindset here with the magic has been really great, really, really awesome. So I went to say thank you to my boss the other day because I'm doing the gratitude, and I just felt the need to say thank you to her for being so understanding with all the stress I've been kind of going through. And she told me how much she loved me and how, it's been hard, but we're finding people, lots of interviews, it's going to be changing, and she's doing her best to try to, get rid of all that stress that we're receiving because it's just two of us. And then I kind of mentioned about the winter because she's already talking about keeping me for the winter. And I said, I have two jobs. I'm more than happy to not fight over who gets hours because, in the winter, winery kind of gets a little bit more quiet. And she said, oh, don't worry. So get this. This is what I really want to share. This is how I knew what I was doing was right. She says, well, we have opportunities to go up and work for a camp. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, from January, February, March. Actually, I think it's before that. I think it's December to March. I have the opportunity to go work in a camp at $36 an hour, 10 to 12 hours a day, 2 weeks on or longer, however long I want to stay, and 1 week off or 2 weeks off, whatever I decide, basically, because I'm already part of the company, and Richard knows me personally, and he's the owner of the company. So we basically, because he owns all of this stuff, and he loves Andrea, we basically get what we want when it comes to camps. And I just sat there dumbfounded because not many of you guys know this because I hadn't really started the group yet, but in December was the first time I started to really manifest stuff in my life because of the magic. Tracy and I had been doing it 2 times in a row, going on to the 3rd time, maybe not as wholeheartedly with the exercises, but still doing gratitude and healings. And I manifested a house sitting job for $1,000. And at the time, because I was, financially struggling, that was a huge thing. And at the end of it, I ended up getting $1,500. They gave me extra money because I was so stressed out because I just wanted their puppy to be happy, and he was old. And anyways, so I wrote out my dreams and desires, and writing them out is so powerful because it's there. It's there for the universe to manifest. It may not be at the time that you think it should be, but it happens. And I wrote down that I wanted to work in a camp and I wanted to make a specific amount of money. And now each month, if I stayed just for 2 weeks and then 2 weeks off, having 2 whole weeks off to myself, I'll be making $36,000 that month. Like, think about that. That's crazy. And I can do it for 3 or 4 months. So, I'm kind of dumbfounded right now because I was literally, I see how close I was to walking a different path and not manifesting my own desires. So, keep going. If you flip-flop, if you get confused, if you take the wrong path, don't stress. You're always going to end up where you're meant to go. I've made some different decisions that I probably shouldn't have. Ask for symbols, ask for signs, and get clear. So have a good day, you guys.